From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Tony Ann.
On this week's The Disney Crush Podcast, we're gonna blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
On this week's Disney Crush Podcast, we've got some news, some Reddit, and a whole lot of fun. Dave and Tony Ann jibber jabbering once again. It's Deirdre's favorite, episode 380 of the Disney Crush Podcast. 20 away from 400. Will we make it? I see you're back in the studio, Dave. I can see behind you.
Yeah, what do you see?
I see the wall cut.
You see sheetrock missing.
Where the water line was.
Yeah, let me pan around. There's doors. Look at doors over there. And I got my I can't do it, but I got my desk back together a little bit. So I am back in the Crush studio. It's like back in the partly Crush studio. I know.
That's cool. I'm glad.
Yeah, it feels good to be back. In a normal, instead of on a little small desk in our.
So does that mean you're not living on our in-laws' backyard anymore? Side yard?
No, that we call that what happened? Your battery is running low. Hang on a second. I gotta hook up.
Plug in your computer.
Yeah, we've been staying at the in-laws. They have a nice little RV spot on the side of their house, and we did a lot of mechanical work. Had to do the back brakes and axle seals and rotors and this and that, and got it all done. And now we're back in the other spot. But
back with the alligators.
Back with the alligators. Yeah, we're back in the Florida swamp. So yeah, it feels good. It's good to be back. And thank you to our in-laws. They're just amazing. And
yes, they are.
I'm gonna miss them because it was kind of fun hanging out. And our father-in-law's, incredible. He's got that big shop.
He is.
That guy's unbelievable. So a big thank you to them. So
probably the smartest man I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, I have to agree. But your husband Rich is kind of up there. He's kind of taken a lot from.
Well, he married me, so he's got that one going for him.
I wouldn't go that far. It's Tanika's. What time is it now? Tanika's almost over.
It's almost over. It's only like 6 more hours.
12 o'clock strikes and you're done. And right before the show, you were telling me that your husband is sleeping right now. Good thing.
He had surgery on Friday, so he woke up in the hospital. That he was under anesthesia, and they woke him up and they said I could go back and be with him. And he had, I guess, ripped off his gown at some point when they woke him up. So he had just a sheet on him. And when he realized, you probably don't even know this. He looks at me, he goes, Dobby wants clothes. And see, you don't even know what that's from.
No,
but it's a movie quote.
Okay. Well, I'll take it for
It's
granted.
a Harry Potter thing.
No,
but it just made me laugh so much. He goes, Dobby wants clothes.
Wow.
He was feeling good when he woke up from anesthesia.
Yeah, well, get some good sleep there.
Yeah. So.
Well, I think, he's going to sleep away the rest of these hours and wake up and there'll be no more Tonica. 9 days is
It'll be over. Yeah. It'll be over.
We're recording this on your birthday, so happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Another year older.
Yeah, well, come on.
I don't know about wiser. Another year older, but I don't know about wiser.
I don't know. I feel like I get wiser every year.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, they say, I think I do. I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to say it. I don't know about the golden years and all that. That's bull, but wiser. Oh.
Uh-oh, lost Dave. Uh-oh. What's going on? I'm connected. Hi.
You there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I just set this up like
I know. I know.
Got on here. So
okay.
And I plugged I'll tell you what happened. The battery box, the box that
yeah.
Well, I guess that wasn't plugged in all the way. So I plugged in the computer and I wasn't getting any power. And it took me a few minutes to figure it out. So I'm sorry.
Okay. It's all right.
Okay. So
I don't know what we were talking about. We're talking about Rich and being naked and under anesthesia, and then
yeah, my computer just died, so now we're back, and we kind of forgot what we were talking about.
It's okay,
except for Rich being naked. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was that's the most important thing.
You got Naked Elsa and you got Naked Rich. I mean, there you go.
I prefer Naked Rich, but that's okay. Anyway, we have some congratulations this week. We have our longtime friends and listeners, Mike and Uli, got engaged, and they're going to be getting married in the end of my mother's birthday in the end of August.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
And we have some princess friends that ran this weekend, including my dear friend and athletic idol, Holly Fitch, ran her first 10K this weekend.
And she did amazing. She should be very, very proud of herself.
She did. And we're proud of all of our other friends that did the 5, the 10, the half. But I'm most proud of Holly because she's my favorite athlete in the world. So I don't play favorites, but she's my favorite athlete.
Yeah. Okay.
And so congratulations to everybody, and more fun to come.
We got some friends that are going to have a couple little twins, I think.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that too. Nick and Carlin, congratulations.
Mm-hmm. And if you need a babysitter for like 3 or 4, just call me up. I'll watch them. So
Uncle Dave will watch the babies at the parks.
You guys can have a really good time.
Yeah.
Because one's bad enough, but 2, could you imagine? Oh,
yeah,
man.
That's almost as crazy as the Austins, right?
Oh my gosh, double poop, double throw up. Oh gosh. Oh.
So anyway, yeah, a lot of congratulations out there. And we also had a new listener reach out to us, Jeremiah, this week. So glad to hear from you. I'm glad you stepped out and introduced yourself, and I'm glad you've been listening. He's been listening for about a month on Spotify. So
yeah, we're sorry about that, but
so Dave, I think today we were just going to go over some news that has come out and kind of just reconnect and shoot the breeze a little bit. I don't know what you want to do first. I do have something from Reddit that I want to discuss with you.
Is Facebook taking a backseat to Reddit? It seems like lately.
There's a lot of noise out on Shoreline Boulevard. Is that motorcycles?
Brothers are playing next door, and they're a very popular band.
Oh,
and it's the lot. I mean,
so I should come and see the band tonight. What time are they playing till?
I don't know. They started about 2 o'clock, 2, 3. Okay. So they'll be done by 6. Probably.
Yeah, they'll be done before I'm.
But, you ever seen them play?
No. What are they called?
Yeah. The Bearded Brothers.
The Bearded Brothers. So like ZZ Top.
I don't know. They're really good. And
they're better than the Undercover Blondes or whatever they were called. Oh my God.
Sorry, listeners. The Undercover Blondes.
That wasn't their name either. They were something like that though. They were bad.
These guys are really good.
Okay.
Hits all the cars up and down.
You live next to a bar with music.
Yeah, I can walk there if I wanted to. It's pretty nice. And you know what else is nice?
What?
This week's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of Reddit. She's gonna read it. All about Reddit.
This is called Hotel Checkout Catastrophe. Sorry for the long post, but it's a doozy. Local Floridian and annual pass holder here to share that I just had the most jarring and honestly appalling experience checking out of Pop Century this morning. My wife and I took the day off Friday to take our 2-year-old to the parks to celebrate his birthday. We stayed one night at Pop Century and had a breakfast reservation at Chef Mickey's around 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. We figured we'd have plenty of time to go to breakfast and then come back to Pop and pack up our room before 11 o'clock checkout. We ate breakfast and got back to our room around 10 a.m. to start packing and tried to use the app to unlock the door, but we get there and the door was open and we find a member of housekeeping putting the finishing touches on a completely clean and empty room. That's right, all of our stuff was gone. This sight had me near panicking. Where is our stuff? Why are you cleaning our room? Did someone steal our stuff? We asked the staff member what was going on and quickly explained that this was our room. We had gone to breakfast and had packed nothing, and now we come back and our room is empty. I pull up our reservation on the app and show her. The app says you have checked out. It doesn't even list my room number through the app anymore. We wait over 30 minutes in the room for a manager to come, which already felt like a serious lack of urgency given the circumstances. The manager finally arrived and thankfully has our suitcases in tow. She apologizes profusely and explains that since the system, for some inexplicable reason, showed that we were checked out, the cleaning room changeover process had begun. She said the new staff member in training breached protocol by taking the belongings that were left out and throwing them all in our suitcase and then taking it to Lost and Found. I asked her why this staff member didn't stop and think for a second that a completely unpacked suitcase and numerous belongings left throughout the room might indicate that the guest had not in fact left. She apologized again and chalked it up to inexperience and lapse in judgment. I then asked her if she could explain why the app seemed to automatically check me out before checkout time and without any action on my end. She said it's definitely strange, but can't think of a reason, and suggested that maybe it was a glitch. At this point, we all agreed that I needed to start checking my suitcase to see if all of my items were accounted for. Well, unfortunately, let me tell you, they were not there. Truly, nothing valuable was in the room to begin with, but we were missing a handful of small, intermediately priced items, the most valuable being my kid's air mattress that our son sleeps on when we travel, probably between $60 and $80. Throw in some missing phone chargers, a tote bag, a handful of my wife's hygiene items like body wash, lotion, and moisturizer. We're well over $150 in missing items. The manager says it's likely the hygiene items were discarded, as that's what they usually do with those type of items that are left behind. She messaged Lost and Found to look for other missing items and then begins to offer some compensation to make up for the value of the missing items that can't be found. We started to tally up the value together, and she tells us to stop by the front desk when we're ready to leave the resort and gives me the name of a different manager to speak to because she's going off duty. Well, after wasting an hour of our time with this egregious experience, we put it behind us for an hour or two to explore the resorts and grab a light lunch before returning to the front desk in preparation for our drive back home. I find the new manager who was previously mentioned and bring them up to speed with what we went through. He said, unfortunately, the remaining items were not found, and so we start to settle up the compensation for this. I asked if he could explain why the app had checked me out without my action or approval. And he said that the geolocation services in the app sees a checkout when the guest strays far enough away from their resort on the morning of checkout. So if you leave your resort the morning of checkout, before checkout time, it's going to check you out because the geolocation in your phone, your magic bands, and everything else sees that you left the resort and it assumes you checked out. Even so, if you go to breakfast at 8:00 and intend to come back to your room before 11, you may have this happen to you. And that's basically, this goes on longer. This is a very long post, but there were replies and people said, that it's happened to me. This happened to me. We went to the park before checkout, came back 30 minutes before checkout, and housekeeping was already cleaning. Luckily, we had put most of our personal belongings in our car, but we did leave some miscellaneous items like swimsuits, sunscreen in the room. They had taken those. The housekeeper was not friendly. We got the housekeeper manager, and eventually she came back with most of our stuff. The manager did not really seem to care. It felt very intrusive and frustrating. Somebody else said, yes, this happened to my family 2 years ago at Beach Club. We had a split stay between Beach Club and the Grand Floridian. On the day we were supposed to switch rooms, we rope dropped Hollywood Studios. My child was on medication that required refrigeration. So we left all the refrigerated items plus a few other bags in the room. My husband went back to retrieve the items and was going to drive them over to the Grand Floridian to check them in with Bell Services. He came back and our room was empty. It took 2 hours to sort it out and he had to dig through the garbage, but was able to find the medicine. Housekeeping just stood there and watched while my husband literally dumpster dived through the trash. We were financially compensated, but no one seemed to care that this happened to us. It went on. More people are saying that. And then more people are complaining about the rush to check out, which is, and I know you've experienced this, Dave, when they start knocking on your door at 8 o'clock on checkout day to tell you, are you leaving? Are you gone? Are you ready to go? Are you almost done?
Yeah.
They knocked 3 times when we were staying at the Polynesian bungalow. We told them we were not leaving until 11 o'clock the first time they knocked, and they came back twice more before 11 o'clock.
Yeah, been there. Have been in management for many, many years. I think this situation lends itself to somebody taking some kind of action to make sure this doesn't happen, because it sounds like it could happen a lot. You want to get as much time as you can, and that room is basically yours till 11 o'clock.
Right.
If they go in and they see, it's common sense. Okay, look, it doesn't look like anybody's left yet. Let's just go on to the next room, and then we'll swing back by again. And then after 11, then that's a different story. After 11, if no one shows up, then okay, now you can start picking up stuff and moving it.
Right.
And then the guest doesn't have too much to fight about or fight with. There's no ammunition there. But until then, just go on to the next room. Right. Yeah.
There should be some common sense there. Mm-hmm. They're saying that, the guests checked out, but what it is the app is checking the guest out.
Yeah.
When they leave property.
But that still shouldn't matter, because there's the common sense, and the manager needs to, whoever's in charge of that division needs to relay that to all the employees. Look,
right.
Even if the app says it, don't go by the app, go by what you see in the room. Use your better judgment. And if it looks like they're still there, they haven't moved yet, they could still be on property and coming back, just move on to the next room. Yeah. If I was a higher up, that's what I would be. I would be getting on the housekeepers. I'd be getting on the managers that take over, that are oversee that. Anyway.
I did want to read one more comment though, because this one was interesting. We were at the Polynesian this month and rode the elevator with housekeeping staff member who was pulling a milk crate on wheels. My husband innocently asked her why so many staff were working with wheeled milk crates. She told us straight up that the housekeeping staff bring them because they use them to collect things left behind in rooms they clean, which they either keep or sell later. She was telling us this as if it was a known, normal perk of the job and not a secret. She was openly saying how great some of the stuff they find is. I found it quite odd that she was basically admitting that there's no real lost or found for anything of value. So I don't know how true that is.
Well, I don't either, but I can tell you that when a few years ago when we had our meetup and we stayed in the treehouse, we brought a lot of stuff over, and I brought a nice folding table. It's a small table. It was a small table, not a big table, but a kind of a medium-sized little table, really nice. And we forgot it, and Karen Daves actually helped us try to get it back too. But she called them, and they're like, "Oh no, don't know where. No, it's gone. We don't know where it's at." Yeah. And I didn't push it. I could have maybe went over and had them maybe compensate us, but I just let it go. Yeah. So somebody's got a nice folding table. Yeah, they didn't throw that away. There's no way they threw that away. Someone scooped that up.
No, yeah.
But anyway.
So just be mindful and do that extra sweep when you do leave, making sure you didn't leave anything behind, especially if you have kids. Check everything. But yeah, check the safe too, because that's another thing. I've heard people leaving stuff forgetting to check to leave, and they leave stuff in the safe. And that's as good as gone, especially if you leave cash in the safe.
Yeah.
Because there was one time Michael has his little wallet that he carries, and he told me we were almost home in the car, and he was like, "Oh, Mom, I left my wallet." And Michael basically carries like $5 and a bunch of gift cards in his wallet. Luckily, I called, and they did find his wallet, and they sent it back to him, but they said they can't send cash in the mail, and he had $5, and they said, "We'll send you a check for whatever the cash was." He never got a check. He never got the $5 back, which is no big deal. He did get all his gift cards back though. They were still in the wallet when they mailed it back to him.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You gotta be careful.
That was a couple of years ago that happened. So I don't know. Sounds like now maybe it's a little more loosey goosey.
Oh, we've left stuff. Careful. Yeah, we've left stuff before.
But if you're leaving your room for the morning, like to go to breakfast, even if you're going in the same hotel, like I'm thinking, if you're staying at Beach Club and going to Cape May for breakfast, I would even get all your stuff together before you go and either check out what Bell Services, or if you drove, put it in your car, or just check out what Bell Services. It's easier. Just check out what Bell Services before you go wherever you're going in the morning, because I wouldn't plan on going back to your room. It sounds like that's not a good idea.
Not in these cases, I guess.
I don't know how it works. Like we were just talking about the runners, because there are runners that run, like, they go at 3:00 in the morning to run, and they get back from the race at, right before checkout time. So I didn't even think of that. I wonder if there's a little bit more discretion on race days. I don't know.
I don't either.
Anyway, yeah. So just don't leave your stuff in your room, I guess. And I don't know.
Can't trust it. No.
I don't know if you could leave a note that says, "We have not left. We are at breakfast."
Well, that's an idea.
Know.
That's an idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea, Tony Ann. Leave a note.
I don't know. Or just check your bags before you go to breakfast. I don't know. There was some news this week, David.
Oh, yeah, there was quite a bit of news this week.
You were asking me just now, when we did Reddit, you were asking me, I think before we got disconnected, what do you think Reddit is replacing Facebook? Is that what you were asking me? I've always felt this way, that Facebook is where people brag and make you feel bad about yourself because their life is so perfect. And Reddit is where you go to feel better about yourself because people are anonymous and they show how really terrible their lives truly are.
Yeah.
So you actually feel better about yourself when you read Reddit.
Right. Well, that's a good analogy. I'm on Reddit a lot more lately.
Because on Facebook, everybody puts their best foot forward. They all,
I know. Yeah. It's like,
these are my beautiful kids on my beautiful trip.
And my wonderful life.
Right.
Yeah.
And Reddit is where they post that their husband, spent the entire vacation at the Tune-In Lounge. So, anyway.
So you want to talk about probably the biggest news?
Okay, let's talk about the biggest news. What's the biggest news, Dave?
The Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and Tiana's Bayou Adventure are going to standby. The queue is no more. I mean, the virtual queue is no more. It's going to be standby. Yeah,
by the time this show comes out, it'll be a done deal. And we'll have some better ideas of what the wait times look like after this.
It's going to be horrific. I mean,
here, this is the thing. There's two thoughts on this. That the wait times are going to be like ridiculously 6 hours and stuff. And there might be times when that happens, but do you think it's really going to be?
Well, no, that's just like what happened with Flight of Passage and Rise of the Resistance. You had times that normal, I mean, when it first happened, it was 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, and then sometimes maybe 2.5, 3 hours. I mean, but it's just, it was inevitable it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. For them to do both of them at the same time is kind of unusual, but they did it. And I think, and let's be honest, it's spring break's coming. So what better time to do it than spring break? Because you have people that haven't done Tiana's yet. And then you probably have some people that maybe haven't, possibly been on Guardians, and they're going to want to go on those. So what better time to do it right before spring break? How convenient.
The lines might be really long at spring break. You're right.
Oh, it's going to be.
I don't know if they're going to stay that long.
But here's the thing, Tony Ann. Here's the thing. They're going to be long. I mean, they're going to be long, but that's going to make people buy the lightning lanes.
Well, let me tell you something. There's no problem with the lightning. The individual lightning lanes for Guardians, Rise, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train have been selling out consistently before it gets to the 3-day mark where non-resort guests can buy them. I think Tron too, but I know for a fact people are complaining that they can't get them.
Yeah, right.
At the 3-day mark. So I don't think selling out of lightning lanes is an issue. They've been selling out of lightning lanes. I have heard a lot of people this week excited because they've never gotten to ride Guardians or Tiana because they've never gotten a virtual queue. The fact that we've been able to get virtual queues because we've learned the system. It's not lost on me that there are still people that just can't figure out the system. When you tell them, no, you got to be on at 6:58. You can't try at 7:01. People just don't get it. They don't get. They're like, I was on there at 2 minutes after 7 and they were all gone already. Like, well, yeah, don't be on there 2 minutes after 7. What do you think?
Yeah, but that's the people that haven't done their homework, and that's a very small, very
these
small.
are Dave. These are pass holders. I'm in pass holder groups with people who are saying I've never ridden Guardians yet because
I find that hard to
I've never
believe.
gotten a virtual queue.
I find that hard to believe. That's crazy.
Nope.
I mean,
Dave, were you with us the time the lady was all excited about riding Navi River Journey? She was a pass holder, and this was like 3 years. Maybe I don't know if you were with me. We were at Navi River Journey. It was like 3 years after the Pandora was open.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman was out of her mind excited that she was finally going to ride Navi River Journey because she'd never seen the line shorter than 45 minutes. It was like 30 minutes and she was out of her mind excited.
See that?
And we were
I just don't understand
really?
that. I don't understand them. I don't know. How can you? I don't know.
And this was back when fast passes were still free and $3 a day.
There's
like
no
it was something strange.
I don't know.
It was really strange.
We've never really had a problem with a queue. I'm getting on. I mean,
but I think we're more savvy than some other people. And
well, of course we are.
I have to remind you, and I say this to you all the time. We're the weird ones.
I know.
We're the ones on Facebook. We're the ones listening to podcasts who know the tricks, who know how to get a virtual queue. And
but if I'm going to go back to the whole 1%, though, you go annual pass holders, the ones that aren't getting on the queues, aren't whatever, don't know the system that well. That's a very small minority of these annual pass holders. It's got to be. They just don't do their homework. They maybe don't go that often. I don't know because there's a lot. I'm on those groups too, and most people say, I can't. What are you talking about? You never gotten the queue, gotten a return time.
But you have to understand you're in an echo chamber there. You're in a group of annual pass holders who are such rabid annual pass holders that they're in a Facebook group constantly talking to other annual pass holders.
Yeah, I guess.
We are the weird ones. We really are, Dave.
But I think it's a small.
We really are. I talk to people. I have friends at work that have annual passes that have no clue what we're talking about. They're Florida residents. They got the obligatory annual pass when they moved here. They take the grandkids for their birthdays. But they are not us, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. I know. That's a small minority, though. Gotta be.
No, I think we're the small minority, Dave.
I don't think so.
I think it's because we live in an echo chamber where we are surrounded by other people that are as weird as we are.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. I guess.
I think so. I don't know. When I talk to non-Disney people about Disney, their eyes just glaze over.
Oh yeah. And then and I'm sure you get it a lot more. And if I get it, I just usually send them to you. But family members and friends, hey, we're going to Disney.
I gotta laugh though, because our family goes to you. They don't. I'm like, why did you ask Dave?
Well, that's why I send them to you. I'm like, what are you asking me for? Call Tony Ann. Don't ask me. You can talk to Veronica or Tony Ann. I don't have a clue. I just go.
The podcast. They've got that Disney podcast.
I just go. I don't know that I could even make it. I don't know what I'd do. I probably wouldn't know how to get there because Veronica drives. I'd probably walk in and be like, well, okay, what do I do now? Realistically,
how long do you think these lines are going to be, on a regular day? I think, go ahead.
No, I don't know. I'm going to guess that it's going to be over 3 hours.
In the beginning, yeah. I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I think it'll calm down though. I mean, you think about Rise of the Resistance, which is such a long ride, the whole experience, and the wait time is usually around 90 minutes to 120.
Right. Yeah.
And I've seen it as low as 40s. It just, I think it's going to depend on the day and the time of day. And let me just look at
the time of year. Right. I get that. Yeah.
Let me just look at
The
wait.
only good thing about it too is like I'm not going to stand in line for 3 hours. I'm not going to do it.
No. So right now, Rise is 65 minutes. Tron is 70.
Mm-hmm.
So where's Tiana? Is Tiana like even? Oh wait, Tiana doesn't have standby right now. It has a virtual queue and a.
Those are too long for me.
Genie.
I don't know that unless I really, really, really wanted to ride it with someone that has it, maybe a good friend like Kevin Curtis Allen that comes over and he's willing to do it. I might do it in that instance, but no, I'm not waiting.
Yeah.
Certainly not going to wait.
Seven Doors Mine Train is 60. Seven Doors Mine Train is one of the hardest rides to get the individual lightning lane for. I'm just looking to see 3 days from now. Purchase lightning lanes. I'm just playing with the app for what's the 23rd, so I can get for the 26th Magic Kingdom. Yeah, the Seven Dwarfs and Tron are both already sold out for 3 days from now. So that's the. I mean, this is afternoon that I'm checking, but they're also sold out for 4 days from now. So
yeah, see, there you go. I don't know. I'm not waiting 70 minutes for Tron. This is going to free up other things for. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Being an annual pass holder and we go quite often, the rides anymore aren't my priority anymore. It's doing other things that I normally wouldn't maybe do and kind of taking in the I
said we're the weird ones.
Yeah, taking in the other little things that maybe people just walk by to get to that ride. Mm-hmm. I'm not waiting 3 hours. I'm not going to spend half of my day waiting in line. I mean, if you think about it, if you take, let's just take Tiana. Well, that's two different parks, but just say, I don't know, the two popular rides, Guardians and Remy. And if you go in, soon, I'm just going to say the line's going to be well over 3 hours for Guardians, and Remy's going to be well over an hour. So you've just chewed up a half a day or more.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
And then if you're on property, you've taken the transportation, which is going to chew up a good 30 to 45 minutes of your day. So now you're in you're 6-7 hours in, and your day's almost gone.
So let me tell you something else that I've seeing a lot of on Facebook lately is people complaining about line cutters, and the general reply seems to be these are people who were not granted DAS privileges and told by Disney to do this thing where you split from your party and you catch up with them, and they are really telling people to have your family wait, and then when they get close to the front to call you, and you have to cut your way through all the other people, and all the other people are not happy about it, and they think you're just line cutting, and it's not communicated well, and the other guests think you're just cutting the line, and it's obnoxious. And I don't understand why Disney doesn't have those people using the lightning lane and meeting their family at the merge point.
Yeah.
Rather than having them cut through the standby line, passing people at the mercy of other guests, whether the other guests are going to let them pass or not. And a lot of times these are people with anxiety, and you're having somebody with anxiety have a confrontation with another guest.
Yeah, that's just silly.
It's not right. And then you got the whole people with the scooters. How are the people with the scooters supposed to cut through the line? They can't.
No.
So it's silly, and I really don't understand why they don't have them using the lightning lane. You saying your rest of your family needs to go through the standby, and when they get close to the merge point, they are to text you, and then you can get in the lightning lane and meet them at the merge point.
Yeah, I mean
that makes so much more sense to me.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to get it every now and then. You're going to get line cutters. I've seen it. And I've seen them. I've seen it. I've seen people try it and they've gotten rejected by people. And I've seen people do it and get away with it. We even had what was on, of all places, it was on People Mover one time. I think we talked about this.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I noticed these two teenage girls, and I saw them walking up, and then they slipped around, and they came right in front of us, me and Veronica. Of all people, I'm thinking, wow, I must look like an easy target or something. And I went, no, out, get out.
Right.
You know what? No, you're not cutting in line. And they looked at me and then went under the rope and then went back to where they at the back of the line. But they try.
But the problem is Disney's telling people to do this.
Mm-hmm. No, I know what you're talking about.
Disney's telling people to do this, and it's not. I feel bad for them because they're being met by confrontational guests who don't understand that Disney actually is telling these people to do this. I just think it's messed up. I don't think Disney should be doing it like this. I really feel like they should be giving them like necklaces or something to wear and making them go through the
right. Have some kind of pass.
The lightning lane. Yeah. Have them go through lightning lane and meet their family at the merge point.
It makes more sense. I know. I mean, and that's happened to us many times too, where people come by us and say the same thing. I'm just catching up with my family, and then you think you instantly think, are they or aren't they? Are they really? I
had a cast member tell me. I'm sorry, my phone's off. I had a cast member tell me that I was meeting Mandy in the Slinky Dog line, and I had a cast member tell me to just go up and find her to cut through Slinky Dog, and it felt really weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that either. Mm-hmm. So, they should take you to the individual, or have a cast member take you to them, or like you said, like have a pass that you put around your neck, or like and
you have to meet them when they get to the merge point. Then you can join.
You give the ticket and you give the pass thing back, right? Mm-hmm. And then that way, if anybody confronts you, you just know I got a pass. See, here's my pass.
Something for you to show other guests.
Yeah. So
not that that's always going to work, because you're still going to get jerks.
Yeah, I know.
But
yeah, I know.
Anyway, so a couple of weeks ago, we had a discussion with our friend Mike about Disney Springs, and we talked about what's missing from Disney Springs, what do they need to bring to Disney Springs, and what could they possibly replace that NBA experience building with. And Disney, like they're listening to us or something. We got our answer this week. We know what is going to be replacing the NBA experience. It is going to be a multi-level entertainment attraction called Level 99. And I've looked it up. Level 99 they have 2 locations right now in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And they describe themselves as the first of its kind destination for adults, featuring real-world interactive social gaming with over 50 physical and mental challenges set in artistic environments. They have rooms where you work together with a team of 2 to 6 players to test your mind and body. Your team has each room to yourself, but only 1 to 4 minutes to complete each challenge, so act quickly. Or you can do a duel where you do like one-on-one competition. There's also local art featuring pieces from local one-of-a-kind artists. Our games will have you searching, solving, and discovering every inch of this wonderland space. I looked it up just for fun. Tickets in Massachusetts and Rhode Island, they run between $30 and $60 a person, depending on how many hours you're going to spend there. There's like a 2-hour ticket, a 4-hour ticket, and an all-day ticket. And there's restaurants. And it said the one here is going to feature a 2-story bar and Detroit-style pizza. And the 2 locations that exist now, you can book them on Open Table to dine, and you can book for up to 18 people at a time on a regular reservation. So that may be interesting if we want to have a group event.
That would be fun.
And then they also have a separate section for booking events for parties up to 600 people. But for groups up to 18, you could just book through the regular site, it says. So
yeah, if we're having a meetup
someday, we'll have our Battle of the Network Stars finally.
Yeah, we're having a meetup or something. That'd be fun to take a bunch of us and do that.
So it looks a little bit like American Ninja type stuff, but I think there's a little bit of escape room type things in there, and I'm sure it's nothing too challenging. We can't have people breaking legs and stuff. I don't think you're going to be
they don't want that.
Not Wipeout level, but similar. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm digging.
I don't know if it but we've had things there before. We've had Disney Quest, and so we'll see if it. I'm hopeful that it's a good fit, but we talked about how much time do people on vacation want to take out of their parks time, but this will be fun for us because we're always looking for something new to do.
Right, that would be perfect. Like I said, especially during a meetup or something, that would be fun.
You know, they ran out of the Ray magnets.
Yeah,
Was that the first time they ran out of a magnet? They ran out of, I think, the Lion King magnets that time too.
but I think if you go between, what's the dates? There's a certain time you can go.
It's going to end. Yeah, it's going to end the end of this week. But
yeah, you can get them by
they'll
mail.
mail it to you.
So that's different. That's good luck.
I think they
getting
did that with the Lion King magnets too. They mailed it to people if they didn't make it, but if they didn't have it when they got there. But they're giving out Minnie Mouse magnets, which I already have the Minnie Mouse magnet. We didn't get the Ray magnet, Dave.
I didn't. I don't. I've been slacking lately on Disney. Been so busy with other things. Also, the permit was approved, green lighted for. I guess they were having problems for the Rivers of America demolition.
Yeah,
and so they got that for the Cars expansion. So that's. I guess they're gonna. That's another reason why they're probably closing Guardians, and so they need more money. And Disney filed a permit for the Haunted Mansion work. You think it might be the attic scene like in Disney?
I don't know because they changed it in Disneyland.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe
we'll have to see. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that. Yeah, all this work that's going to be going on in Magic Kingdom. You know how Epcot was Scrim City for how many years?
Right, Walcott.
Now Magic Kingdom is going to be that way in that certain area where there's going to be Scrim City.
In that part, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
But the way it is in the back corners like that, I don't think it's going to be as bad as Epcot was. Epcot was just, it was terrible the way they did it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was just terrible. You could get lost. It was like a maze sometimes. Me and Veronica one time, we talked about it in the podcast a long time ago. We made a bad turn. Just, and we go there all the time, and we just made a bad turn, and we went to the end, and there was nothing. It was a dead end. And we looked at each other.
Dead end.
We looked at each other.
Didn't you stand there and watch people?
Yes, because we looked at each other, and we both said, "Can you believe we just did that? We come here all the time." I said, "I know. I don't know. You didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing to you, and we just did it." And so we sat there and we said, "Let's just chill out for a while. Watch how many people do it." And it was hundreds. I'm not kidding. Hundreds of people doing the whole walking down and like looking around and turning around and going back the other way.
That's the nice thing about being a pass holder. You could waste time in the park.
It was fun.
Standing there watching people make fools.
It was fun. It made us feel better that we made a mistake. See,
One more. Shoot, what am I trying to say? Premier Pass. Remember when Premier Pass came out, $400 a day at Magic Kingdom? Who's going to buy that? Well, it keeps selling out. People are buying the crap out of that thing, which I said was going to happen. $400 a day per person. And you know what it tells when it sells out? You know what that tells Disney?
You can charge more now.
They need to charge $500.
They can charge $500.
That's what it tells Disney. If it's selling out at $400, we're not charging enough.
That's right.
So when people next year go, I can't believe it's $500. I can. You heard it here first. Because that's it. People, it's actually, if you are in that target market for that product, it's a good product. People are talking. I'm seeing reviews of people that used it, that they had delightful, carefree days at Disney where they got to sleep in. They just hit the park after breakfast. They rode each ride. We went from one ride to the next without crisscrossing the park. Just tackled one land at a time, hitting every ride in that land with no waits, and they were done with the park in just a few hours.
Yeah, but that's a small minority of people too that are going to be able to afford that.
But it's sold out, so it's not that small.
No, because they have. I mean, come on, Walt Disney World is huge, and if you can afford to get there and spend some time there, you probably might have some disposable income to do it. But it's going to put a lot of people at disadvantage because I'm not paying for it. I'm not doing it.
But I don't know that it really affects that many. I don't know that it really affects the rest of the people in the park. I really
I don't know.
Does a VIP tour really affect you?
No, absolutely not. No,
I don't think it does.
No, it's not going to.
So I don't know.
Hey, look, all this stuff that's going on, these people in these standby lines now, it's just going to free up other things in the parks anyway.
That's right.
It's going to be a people eater, and they're going to sit there for hours and hours, and while we're going to be doing other things. So that's fine.
So, since January, Disney has been giving free arrival day admission to the water parks, to Blizzard Beach. Right now, Blizzard Beach is the only water park open. If on your arrival day, if you're staying in a Disney hotel, you get to go to the water park for free that day, your arrival day only. There have been a few days now that the parking lot at Blizzard Beach has been full, and people have had to park across the street at Coronado Springs. It was posted widely last weekend, but apparently it had happened another day before this that wasn't posted as widely. So the water park is reaching, the parking lot anyway is reaching capacity, but the people inside the park said it was quite crowded in the park too. So this little experiment that Disney's running is working. Disney is giving this admission away because these water parks they were being underutilized. Mm-hmm. Guests were not going to them. And I think what Disney's trying to do is get guests to go there so that they see how fun they are, how much they like them. And then that maybe will translate to future trips, paid admission on future trips. I don't know. I mean, I really seriously doubt they're going to continue to give this away for free in 2026.
Yeah.
I think they're hoping that we all go in 2025. We see how much fun we have. And our kids say, Mom, I want to go back to Blizzard Beach. And so in 2026, you've got to fork over money for Blizzard Beach, or you might upgrade your annual pass to include the water parks. We'll see. But
when did this happen? When did all this?
Well, starting in January, everybody who comes to Disney in 2025, if you're staying on property, you get free water park admission on your arrival day.
Okay, because it was unseasonably warm there for a while in January and part of February.
Yes, but now we have spring break starting, and then it's going to be April and May, and it is all through 2025. So I'd say up until November, you're going to have a lot of people going to the water parks.
Oh yeah,
once the cold spell breaks. So I only see this getting more popular.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think the wisest thing you could do is do a split stay. Maybe you're coming in late, so just get a cheap hotel the first night and do it the second night. Book a different hotel, and then that would be your arrival day, and you can go and enjoy that day at the water park if to make a whole day of it. I also really recommend this to people who are doing a staycation or a parks free trip. Consider using that water park admission. Book one night at Disney or two nights and enjoy the water park.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Even like our grandkids, they don't have to take us to the park.
Right.
They can just get a hotel one night, go stay at Pop Century and go to the water park. So we'll see. But we're going to have to see, though, as the spring comes, if they're going to be able to sustain this, because are they going to have to open the second park? They don't have, that would take a lot of staff to staff a second water park, because I think it's only a matter of time before the park itself reaches capacity. Right now, it's just the parking lot, but I think as spring approaches,
they're
gonna fill up.
They are.
So
they are. Yeah, it's been some crazy weather in Florida, and now, I mean, spring break's coming and flower and gardens coming. Topiaries are popping up in Epcot now.
One of the things I had posted on Facebook this week was, sometimes you'll get a surprise visit from characters at your hotel. You'll see the bus outside, the character caravan comes around to the hotel. And then if you go in the lobby, you'll see Pluto and Goofy there, and it's a big surprise. And you never know when they're going to come. And usually they come in the middle of the afternoon when there's a lull in the day and everybody else is at the parks. And if you happen to be in the lobby at that time, you get to have some really good quality time with some characters. Now it looks like they're posting the times in advance, so you know when they're going to be there.
That's a good thing.
It could be good if it's something you want to be sure not to miss.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned that it's going to be more crowded now. The nice thing about those character interactions, the surprise pop-ups, was that they were unexpected and usually not very crowded. But now that they're posting the times in advance, they may be a little bit less relaxed.
Yeah, it's going to, well, it depends on how bad you want to see the character, right? And then if it's time-wise, if it's...
Right.
So, I don't know.
And again, this is nice for families who are doing a parks-free trip because they can go to the water park for free. They know when the character is going to be in the lobby, and they can go see the character for free. And so that might be a nice little parks-free trip. Yeah.
And spring's coming, so Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom are getting extended hours for early March 9th, I think. That's because, March 9th is daylight savings time. We spring forward.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it's just in time. Yeah, Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom get extended hours for early March. So that's cool, I guess.
I'm going to be there in a couple of weeks with some of my girlfriends. I'm really excited. So.
Cool.
And you're coming the next day after I leave because,
Yeah, well, that's why, make sure that you're gone. Then I can, slide in there. Don't worry about Tony Ann and her tonica.
Whatever.
Oh, geez. Just keeps giving. Tonica just keeps giving every day.
Yep,
I mean, 9 days. Who said it was 9 days? That's like a whole month of tonica.
That's right. That's all I got, Dave. I just wanted to go over some of the new happenings at Disney that I've heard over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, some interesting, cool stuff. Some stuff that's, whatever.
Oh, hear that motorcycle going by you.
They're going to that means I got to go. I got to go next door and see the Bearded Brothers.
You got to go see the Bearded Brothers or whatever they are.
Yeah, see and check them out. They're really good. Don't even really have to go there. I just right before I came out to record, I just made a little fire and me and Veronica sat out there and I had some coffee and we just listened to the band. It's because it's right next door. So
nice.
Like, honey, we don't have to go there. We can just sit right here.
There you go.
And have to deal with the crowd. But anyway. All right, Tony Ann.
All right.
Well, that was a news-heavy show. Hopefully this will help. Maybe not. And do like we do now. Don't even worry about the rides anymore. Who cares?
No, just go see your friends.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for this week's Disney Crush podcast. We will see you guys next week.
Bye. Remember, we're the weird ones.
And that's it. All right.
The key of truth has spoken!
Put a check on that. Can you do that, Dave? Can you put a check on that one?